Prince Louis was quick to help out his father Prince William and kept him looking sharp as he brushed down his uniform at Buckingham Palace this afternoon. The young royal, who turned 7 just a few weeks ago, took his seat next to the future king, 43, at the palace ahead of a celebration to mark the 80th anniversary of V Day. As he sat down next to his father, who donned his military uniform, Cheeky Louis turned to William and began to brush down the shoulder of his military jacket. The young royal sat alongside his parents and his older siblings Charlotte, 10, and George, 11, ahead of the parade held on Bank Holiday Monday. As the youngest Wales child, known for his cheeky antics at public events, helped to sharpen up his father, he was also pictured tugging on part of the uniform. And in typical Louis fashion, he also playfully stuck out his tongue while waiting for the action to begin. When Prince William, who was sat next to his youngest, pointed something out to Louis, the youngest Wales family member was quick to recreate his father's gesture. He was later seen clutching a fuzzy brown hot water bottle on what has been a significantly colder, overcast day in London than the past week, with temperatures plummeting to 14 degrees. Also in attendance at the parade were King Charles and Queen Camilla, who donned a royal blue coat dress, as the royal family watched commemorations marking the end of the Second World War in Europe. The royals observed a military procession from a specially built dais on the Queen Victoria Memorial outside Buckingham Palace, while thousands of people packed the streets as 4 days of commemorations began. Kate was pictured arriving in a car with Charlotte and Louis at about 11:45 a.m., while Charles and Camilla waved to the crowds from another vehicle shortly after before the royals took their seats. Hundreds of street parties are also being held across the country while formal military events take place in London, with the procession involving 1,300 members of the armed forces from Parliament Square to the Mall. This will be followed by the royal family watching a flypast of iconic Royal Air Force planes from the palace balcony, before Charles hosts a tea party for some of the last living heroes of the conflict as well as their families. The plans were long in place before Harry said his devastating loss in the Court of Appeal, which rejected his bid to reinstate his round-the-clock police bodyguard in the UK, meant his family could never return to Britain. Harry claimed in a dramatic BBC television interview last Friday that his father Charles will not speak to him and he does not know how much longer my father has, as he spoke of his hopes for a reconciliation with his family.